Hey everybody, it's Kary Oberbrunner. Great to be with you today. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Hey, listen, I have my unhackable t-shirt and we are ready to go. So this is all about the Igniting Souls big reveal, and I'm so glad that you're with us right now. So go ahead and type in where you're from, and go ahead and type in. We have some big prizes that we're going to be giving away today. So everybody who's jumping in, just want to welcome you. We're going to be announcing the theme. We're going to be announcing some updates, some surprises, and I'll be sharing with you here my, in just a second, I'll be sharing with you my slides, and we're going to be going over some fantastic things. So great to be with you, everybody. And let's jump right in with the goodness. So again, Tanisha, thanks for being here. Thanks for monitoring. We have Heidi from the UK. We have Carolyn from Chicago, Daphne, Brenda. Man, we have the crew here today. Awesome. So folks, once a year, we're able to announce the theme for the next year with conference. So if there can be a drum roll wherever you're at, this is what the special day is. So let me jump right in, and I'm going to share my screen, and we'll get you started. So if you can see my screen, if you can hear my screen, you can't hear my screen. If you can see my screen, let me know. Type in the comments. I'm going to be following along right in Facebook. So I'll be joining you as well. Awesome. I think everybody can. Fantastic. So let's jump right in here, folks. We are on Facebook Live, and I'd love for you to be able to share this. Again, we're going to be giving away some swag, some prizes here in just a moment. Where are you from? Go ahead and type in. We're giving away the most engaged member today, the one who shares and tags people. So go ahead and do that. That would be fantastic. The prizes, you might say, what am I going to get as a prize? Well, I'll tell you what, one thing you're going to get as a prize is you're going to get an unhackable t-shirt. So we have showed up, filled up t-shirts. We have unhackable t-shirts. We have books that we'll be mailing out. And we have even the coveted Igniting Souls water bottle. So we have quite a few things that we're going to be giving away here. And let me know if you can see my screen.
Books that we'll be mailing out.
Oh, I think you can here. Hang on with me, folks. I want to get you. I want you to be able to see the entire screen here. So hang with me. Awesome. There you go. Now I think we're good. So again, who wants a show up, filled up t-shirt? Who wants a book? Type in YSNDP or DJ. Who wants a Igniting Souls water bottle? Go ahead, type in. Share it, tag it. Let's get the party rolling here. So the more people we have, the better. And you type it what you want and why you want it. And Renee says my t-shirt size is small. See, she knows what to do. We'll announce some winners here at the end and get your addresses. So fantastic. Hey, folks, what is the Igniting Souls Conference? I'll tell you what it is. It's a world-class experience for world changers. And we really reach out to what's called the ACEs. ACEs stands for author, coaches, entrepreneurs, and speakers. And that's exactly who the conference is for. Type in which one you are, or type in all three or all four. Are you an author? Are you a coach? Are you a speaker? Are you an entrepreneur? Are you all four? Let us know. But here's the cool thing, folks. We believe that you have a message to share and you have a tribe to serve, and that you want to increase your influence, impact, and income. If that's true, type in the word true, because I think for a lot of people, that's true. That's why you're here. We call it the tribe vibe. Let's see some hashtag tribe vibe right now. Souls on Fire know who they are, why they're here, and where they're going, their purpose, their identity, their purpose, and direction. We have the Igniting Souls tribe all over the world. If you see yourself on the map, type in map if you see yourself. If you say, Kary, you got to put me up on the push pin. Tell us where if we missed you. Because I'll tell you what, folks, we're growing fast. And I just want to thank everybody who's here with us today. So we have a new theme that we're going to be giving away. This is the old theme, the unhackable. Man, I love this shirt. If you're an unhackable coach, let me know. Type in unhackable coach. But we have a new Facebook profile pic that's going to be launching in the next 24 hours. I put mine on for the whole year. Why? Because I can tell who else is in the tribe when I do that. So we'll be doing that later today. You don't have to. You can wait till October. But I'll tell you what, you can spot people really quick, and you can tell their core values very quickly when they have this Facebook profile. It's a quick way to be able to tell if somebody's in the tribe, and it's a great talking point. So later today, look for that. I'll be having mine. This is not this year's theme, but I'm just letting you know. I want to give a big shout out to all the chapter leaders. If you're a chapter leader, type in the word leader. Folks, you are amazing. Chapters are growing. They're growing. They're growing. I want to thank Chrissy Mayer for all of her work that she's been doing this last year, but we now have chapters all over the place. And folks, here we go. Here's the theme. Last time to share and get noticed for a prize. So Tanisha, start spotting people, okay? Because we want to mail out some swag today. But this is your last chance to share and tag people. I see you, Sherry. So here's what the point is, folks. We live in a world right now that is totally maxed, totally stressed. And that's okay. Like, let's just admit it. Let's not pretend. So if you feel stressed, if you felt stressed in the last week, type in the word stressed. If you felt overwhelmed in the last week, type in overwhelmed. And I'll tell you why. Because there's healing that happens when we're authentic. There's breakthroughs that happen when we're honest. When we just pretend and say, oh, how you doing, Kary? Oh, everything's fine. Hey, listen, I was stressed in the last week. Why? Because we had a leak in the house. And I was like, oh man, not today. I don't need this today. You see what I'm saying? Many of us, we don't wake up and ask for leaks. We don't ask for COVID. We don't ask for loved ones to pass away. It doesn't need to be something huge. It can be something small. How many of you have just felt like, you know what, if there's one more thing, well, let me tell you what, folks, we live in a world right now that is overwhelmed. And a lot of people, here's what they're doing. They're running away from life. Now, is there wisdom in getting off social media? At times. But here's the problem. Most people are throwing out everything. And they're just saying, I'm just gonna go and do life by myself. God did not create us to do life by ourselves. Okay? Now, he did not call us to be stressed either and overwhelmed. But I'm just letting you know, folks, like, there's a lot of voices going on right now, whether it's politics, whether it's economy. I mean, every day there's breaking news. And what I want to challenge everybody to do is, here's the theme. Get ready. Get ready, folks. Here's the theme. What I want to challenge all of us to do. I got to make sure I'm ready for this. I'm ready. I'm about ready to announce the theme here. But I want to make sure I got the right slide. Hang on. Hang on. Because this is important. This is cool. Hang on, folks. You're about ready to see some magic. Want to make sure the magic's there. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah, now I see it. Here we go. Drum roll. So right now you're seeing my screen. I like StreamYard, but StreamYard has some limitations too. I don't like it when I switch back and forth. That's just me. But I'll tell you what has added more stress for people. It's working from home. Listen, some of us have kids all around, and kids, we love them. Grandkids, we love them. Nephews, nieces, we love them. But the reality is, folks, that work and life have blended into two. It's tough. It's tough to be able to know exactly what's going on and to have boundaries. And a lot of people are just saying help. They're asking for help. So here's what I want to show you right now, folks. I want to show you a word. There's been one word in particular that has come up more and more for me. And this word, it's kind of like it's been hovering. How many of you have chosen a word for the year 2021? Type in your word for the year. Okay, type in your word for the year. Some of you have done that. My word for the year, some of you know what I've been choosing, and it's a powerful word. The word is deeper. Okay, now that's not our word for the conference, for the theme. I see Kelly has chosen boundaries. I see April has chosen boundaries. Look at that. That's interesting. Kelly's chosen the word help. Sherry wants to be done with her book. Yeah. So what's the word that you've chosen? Well, my word that I've chosen is deeper, but I'll tell you why I chose that word. I think everyone's going too wide these days. I think everybody is just making a big bit about going wide and knowing everything. And what I've found is that we got to go deeper. And so when I was praying over the last few, the last few months, this is the word that keeps coming up for me. And I'm going to get my screen here just so you can see it perfect. Come on now, StreamYard. So agency, folks, let me tell you what this is. Agency stands for the capacity, condition, or state of exerting power. Okay? So here's what I'm talking about. This is going to be our theme for the year. Agency. There's something powerful about the word agency. It's defined as the capacity for individuals to act independently and to make their own free choices. Folks, listen, we live in a world right now that's telling you we're taking away your right to think, your ability to make choices. For the first time ever in history, we're really being told, at least in our lifetime, that you don't have any choices anymore. You don't have any power. And I say, you know what? Not so. I think that that's the problem that leads to victimhood. When we lose our capacity for choice, for power, for freedom, we're in trouble. Okay? So let me read this little poem that I wrote. And this is our theme for the year. It says, borders, barriers, and boundaries. Doesn't that feel yucky? Borders, barriers, boundaries. Who is your competition? What is your opposition? Where are your limits? Do they exist? How would you know? Why do you even care? Your prison only exists within your mind. You have more power than you know. Freedom to choose starts today. Activate your agency. Deeper, not wider. Is that pretty cool? Folks, let me know your thoughts on that. I love the imagery Mike came up with. I asked them to do this type of imagery, and to me, it makes a ton of sense. I'm just jumping, and I'm going to tell you why I chose this picture, why I wrote this theme, why I chose the poem. This all fits. Folks, we're jumping in new territory. Just like this woman, we're jumping in new territory. No one has been here before. 2021 is yet to be defined. None of us have lived through a pandemic prior to this year. None of us have gone with a virtual conference. I mean, there's all kinds of things that are brand new. And what we bump up against is borders, barriers, and boundaries. And we start looking around and we start saying, you know, everybody's my competition. You know, everybody's opposing me. My limits, I feel them. How many of you felt limits lately? Okay. I love what Christine just said. Everything in life can be taken away from you except for your freedom to choose how to respond. Viktor Frankl. Absolutely. So here is the woman. She's jumping in. And the prison only exists within your mind. You have more power than you know. Freedom to choose starts today. I'll tell you why agency and all this stuff. And by the way, we're going to be sharing these all over. You can share these wherever you want. The team did a great job in designing these. So go ahead and blast these everywhere that you want. But we have different images you can use as well. We're going to be sharing this stuff. But here's why I think this is powerful as well. And I'm going to go into some announcements here in a moment. We've rebranded as the Igniting Souls Publishing Agency. Now you might say, what the heck? You know, agency, I thought you just said that it means the state of exerting power or the ability to make choice. It does. When you say the word agency, it means that you have personal power, personal choice. It means that you can act independently of government or economy or borders or barriers or Facebook. I mean, it literally means that there is no opposition, that the only opposition, Laura says she's going to change her 2021 word. That would be cool. But I'll tell you why I like agency as well. We're rebranding. You're going to see this come out in the spring, and I'll tell you why. People are watching. I don't know if you saw this, but this was last week. Amazon bestsellers in all of nonfiction. All of nonfiction. No, Renee, you can still use AAE. AAE is a publishing imprint, but the company, Igniting Souls Publishing Agency, here's why we think we're onto something big. One of our clients, Justin Donald, who I'll show you a little bit more about, we're now doing things in the world from our agency. This is the first book that we've launched with Ethos Collective from our agency. It beat out Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., Barack Obama. Folks, this isn't like a category of a category. This is the #1 book on Amazon last week in all nonfiction. Now, why do I share this? Because a lot of you are saying, what the heck are you doing? What's going on? You feel the energy. You know, and by the way, #1 nonfiction, number 8 out of everything. We're talking like children's fiction. Ethos Collective is this new imprint based off our agency. Folks, here's what I'm telling you about. You come to the conference this year, we're pulling back the curtain. We're going to be sharing what the agency means for you, for your brand. So it's a double meaning. The conference is a double theme. It talks about agency, the state of exerting power, you know, to have agency in your life. It talks about agency to act independently, to make your own free choices, as opposed to barriers such as social class, ethnicity, ability, customs, gender that determine or limit. See, like everyone wants to say out there, well, you know what? You're a kid. You're a kid, so you don't count. Hey, look at Kiera Colson. She's 17. She's crushing it. Other people are saying, hey, you're a woman or you're a man. So you know what? You don't really measure up. Look, we're saying, listen, there's no ceilings anymore. Okay. We're talking about, well, I came from a low income. I came from upper class, middle class. No boundaries. Folks, some of you say I grew up in a home where religion was oppressive and it held me back. I just want to tell you, God's greater than religion. Somebody quote that. Okay. So my point is this, folks, you don't have limits. You don't have boundaries. You don't have borders. Remember, barriers, borders, boundaries, all those things that I just said, right? I mean, that's what the world wants to say is like, who do you think you are? You don't have a story. You don't have a business, blah, 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 blah. It's bigger than that, folks. And in 2021, we're asking you to go deep. We're asking you to go deep and not wide. And we're going to take a deep dive. That's what, see, get this? We're taking a deep dive into who God created you to be, into what God wants your business to be, into what your ministry should be, into what your book, into who your target audience is. We want you to go deeper this year, not wider. And you might say, well, what are we going to learn? Folks, Justin Donald just made the Wall Street Journal bestseller list, USA Today. There's things we're doing in the Igniting Souls Publishing Agency, speakers, strategies, tactics, tools. We're going to be sharing all these things with you at the conference. So every year's brand new. You know that we never have a repeat. By the way, all these people, look at your comments today. All these people, Unhackable Vision. So here's some other big announcements, by the way. Do you have your ticket? Let me ask you, do you have your ticket? Because this year, check it out, we're doing a hybrid. Let me say this. Here's some big announcements here. This year is a hybrid, which means that it's going to be in person and online. We're going to be doing virtual, or we call it experiential, and we're going to be talking on site. So you have a choice. You can choose to show up in person, or you can choose to show up online. We're going to cater to both of you. Now, same price. Why? Technology, professionals, state-of-the-art online platforms. You bet. Just like you enjoyed last year. Some of you were there last year. Wasn't that amazing? This year, you can have limited seating at the on-site, or you can watch from anywhere in the world, and you're going to have the same experience, and it's going to be fantastic. Now, there's pros and cons with each ticket. The pros are like when you're in the room, you're in the room. The cons are that you can't sit with everybody at every table like you can online. Online, you go from table to table to table, and you get to meet so many more people. So, folks, it's going to be wild, exciting, and here's the cool thing. You can switch your ticket up till a couple months before. So, again, we want to be sensitive to people. We want to let people know that, hey, we know your country might put in a restriction, but we have limited seats in both platforms because online has limited space, with that special platform that we use. There's limitations. You can't just put endless people. And there's limits on the amount of people that can come to Columbus, Ohio. So either way, you're going to redeem your ticket if you have already bought your ticket. or if you're in a program that you get one, you'll get an email soon. So you can lock in your ticket. We're going to ask for your mailing address for both tickets. Why? Because we are mailing out special swag boxes, and we want to make sure we get your box to you. But we also know that if you choose on site and then maybe 2 months before you have to switch to online, now we have a backup so we can send you the box. So folks, we're going to take care of all the details for you. Now, let me make some other quick announcements, okay? Some other quick announcements. We're going to have Spark Day. We're going to have the VIP Day. We're going to have the Author Elite Awards that we're going to announce later today. Submissions start today. I'm going to interview Rochelle here in a moment because we're going to talk about the 7-year celebration. Folks, there are so many good things happening in the Igniting Souls world right now. It's unbelievable. Partnerships are forming. We're getting media reaching out to us and saying, can we feature some more of your authors? So big things are happening. Make sure you tag a friend with this announcement. Here's some other big announcements. And then, by the way, Tanisha, pick some winners, and we'll mail out some unhackable t-shirts today, some water bottles, some books, couple other big announcements. BAE, Business Academy Elite, is getting its own Facebook group. The Igniting Souls certified coaches, unhackable coaches, your secret name coaches, deeper path coaches, dream job coaches, you're getting your own Facebook group. Here's why. We've heard you. We know that some of you, we tested it with Speaker Academy Elite. Speaker Academy Elite is blowing up. If you like SAE, type in the word SAE, Speaker Academy Elite. Isn't Lisa doing amazing? Lisa is doing amazing. And we know that the community is blowing up in Speaker Academy Elite because it's focused. And we met as a team and we said, we could do that for Business Academy Elite. In other words, you're on your own track and you have unique needs. And so what we've decided to do, we still want to be big, but we want to care for you. So we don't want anyone to lose out. So folks, oh, by the way, here's a winner. Kareen Thompson is a winner. You're all winners, but Kareen Thompson is going to be getting some swag. Awesome. Great job. We'll pick some other ones too. Oh, there she is. Kareen. There she is. Awesome. And let's a couple other quick announcements. So Business Academy Elite, in the next little bit, you're going to be getting your own group so that Nikki and Janine can serve you well. Igniting Souls coaches, unhackable coaches. Oh my gosh. If I told you what's coming, can I leak something out? Brenda Hare's like, by the way, it's Brenda Hare's birthday. Type in the word happy birthday. Type in the word happy birthday. Kelly Renee Baker, we'll answer your question later because I got to ask the team. So Brenda Hare, if you can look at Kelly Renee Baker's and just remind me, let's chat about that great question. But unhackable coaches, there's a very, 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 very unique publishing opportunity coming up for unhackable coaches. It will be announced within the next 30 days. Get ready. If you're an unhackable coach and you like this content, that's all I'm saying. There's a big publishing opportunity for you and your book. That's all I'm saying. I'm dropping some hints. So if you're an unhackable coach, get ready. We've heard so much momentum around this that there's an idea that Brenda Hare thought of, and I think it's a great idea. Brenda's getting a lot of happy birthday love here. So we'll talk, Brenda, about BAE. I got some thoughts too about that. what else announcements? Let me go here. Let me look. And then we're going to bring up Rochelle, man, because she's on fire. She is on fire. Let me make sure I got all my announcements here. We're checking. Okay. FAQ page, folks. FAQ, go there on the Igniting Souls conference page. I think the new page has been leaked. I think it's out. Yes, it is. Oh my gosh. It looks killer. Brenda D. Laura Shortridge is a winner. Laura Shortridge, we're mailing you some swag here, my friend. I got to show you folks before we bring Rochelle on. This is hot. This is good. So big shout out to Brenda Dunnigan, who got the website done. Got to show you this, folks. Can you see this? Look at that. Igniting Souls Conference. Borders, barriers, boundaries. Freedom to choose starts today. Activate your agency, deeper, not wider. Who is your competition? What is your opposition? Where are your limitations? Do they exist? How would you know? Why do you even care? Your prison only exists within your mind. You have more power than you know. Igniting Souls Conference, October 21 through 24. And seriously, folks, it's early bird pricing right now, and tickets are limited. Whether you're coming in person or on site, there's going to be a ton more people that are going to be announced as speakers. And again, here's all the benefits of which ticket has which. And folks, the Author Elite Awards, the red carpet sessions, the stuff you know and love, it's just getting better and better and better. So the theme is agency, deeper, not wider. We'll put that over here in a little bit. So we're adding it, folks. But thanks for everything today. It was a blessing to be with you. This is going to be our 11th year. It's hybrid for the first time. Be a soul on fire. And now I'm going to bring up Rochelle. Rochelle, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Hi, Kary. How are you?
I'm doing great. Listen, before we get into the interview, what do you think of all those announcements, the theme? I mean, you've been to conference a bunch of times, all the way from Scotland. What do you think?
It's exciting. When I attended my first conference, which was in October 2019,
Wow.
ISC 2019, Your Next Best Step was the title.
Yes.
It was. I got a free ticket, obviously, with my tuition. That's part.
Yes. Author Academy Elite. Yes.
And I wasn't sure if I was going to use it, the distance. And I'm like, well, I've just published my book. Like, am I really an author? Who am I? And it was my friend in Connecticut. She's like, don't be crazy. You got to go. So I went and booked the flights and traveled a couple of different countries and got there. Wow. I just have to say that again. Wow. I still have goosebumps I couldn't have imagined just how amazing it was. The people that I met, in fact, the first day when I went down just to register that I was there at the conference, someone came up and said, oh, you're Rochelle Alexandra, you're the author, I've read your book. I'm like, what? I just came from Scotland, like you don't even know me. It was amazing. The awards ceremony was like nothing else. It was like, it really was like a Hollywood performance. The red carpets, the VIP speeches, the meal, the tables, everybody in their glad rags. We had a harp player. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was just phenomenal.
Thank you so much. And it's really a testament to the tribe and the team. But you're one of these authors, Rochelle, that you get it. In other words, we try to set every author up for success and remove all the barriers. But let's be honest, it takes some hard work. And you're one of these people. How many times have you made the bestseller list on Amazon?
At the weekend there, it was, I know when I saw you for the liaison talk, I had just gotten 80 and you were like 18 and I'm like, no, 80. And you're like 80.
80.
At the weekend, we just hit the 300th. So
300.
we're like 303 just now. I'm addicted to watching.
You like to watch it. So, folks, Rochelle's an example of someone who's made the bestseller list on Amazon 300 plus times. Now, you got to give people some secrets today. In other words, you came up with a great book cover. In fact, folks, look at that. Can you show it to us? I know we see you got the t-shirt, you got the book. That's one of my favorite covers of all time. Why did you choose that cover? So folks, listen, you're going to get some tips as well as you're going to learn about Rochelle here.
Well, I'm also an artist. I've been an artist for many years. I got that from my gran. I've got the art genes there. So that's the one thing I would love to have done. But to be honest, I mean, I thought it was just writing a book and getting your document, your manuscript together. Wow. When I got in touch with you guys and signed up with you, the amount of things there are to do, there's a lot of things, but you put it out in 52 little missions each week. So you guide us through. I've got the coaching calls. But when it came to the book design, I would love to have done it, but you set us up with two options. You can even have a one-on-one designer, or you can go with a sort of crowdsourced, where yes. I actually did my spec, which I made it very thorough. I know what I want because I'm an artist. 120 artist submissions I had.
Wow.
I love that. I started in advertising, photography, so I loved that. And to get, and working with the artists and saying, could you change this? I like this font. I like this image. And it went really well until the end. And of course, we have the process where we do the poll, and you can poll all your friends, email everyone and we have the tribe. So we poll in the tribe, like the top 10, what one's your favorite? And people give feedback, which is great. But at the very last minute, these are independent artists. This artist all of a sudden decided that he was going to start charging me these crazy prices for each image in the winning design that I chose. So I said, and we spoke about this, and I said, you know what? And you were great. You even said, I'll even cover what he's charging up to a certain amount, which we didn't have to do because I said, forget him. Just forget him.
Forget him, yeah.
I appealed to my other designers, and Christine Bryant came up with this. I love it.
Show it again. So powerful.
She did it. Yep.
Great. Show it again right in front. Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful.
It just tells to me, it's like, I got to know more.
It's from a scene in the book. It's actually in the scene of the book where she's getting on a train to return home after the war is ending. I'll just say that. I don't want to ruin it, but
yes.
So it's a part, but she did a great job. So the design process was one of my favorite things.
One of your favorite things. Well, I love it. So you're in Scotland. People could say, when they first learn about Author Academy Elite, they could say, we hear it all the time, is this for real? What, why do I have to pay to get published? This is different than traditional publishing. And yet a traditional publisher never would have let you pick the cover. They wouldn't let you go in and pick the categories. They wouldn't let you be part of a community. Why did you choose to go with Author Academy Elite versus the other options you could have done? And what were some things that really benefited you the most?
Well, my grand story I knew for about 15 years. So, everybody says you have a book in them, and I promised my gran that I would write her story. But I just never set the time, and I never did it. I am a writer now, but I wasn't a writer then.
Yes.
But when I saw your webinar, and so I knew nothing about the publishing world. I knew nothing really about writing. I just knew my grand story. I didn't know about publishing, marketing, anything like that. I didn't even know who to approach. Do you go to an agent? Do you go traditional? Do you go self-publishing? What is that all about? But you explained the pros and the cons, and what you actually don't get with traditional publishers, unless you're a big, if you're a big author, great, be traditional and let them take care of you if that's what you choose, and they want to market you. But as a first-time author, big traditional companies are not really going to promote you. They're certainly not going to market for you. You're going to still have to do some on your own. And you explain the difference between, I forget how many points. I wish I could find that sheet again. I know I have it somewhere else today. You have the traditional, and then you have self, and then you have collaborative. And just the benefits. I loved that I get control of,
yes,
you say, of everything. I control everything. You guys have taught us, but I own the rights. It's my book.
It's your book. And how many profits do I take from you every week for your book?
Big fat zero.
Zero. So, I mean, we've had authors that have sold a few hundred. We have authors that have sold thousands. But, you know, you're one of these people too, where we're just talking about one stream of income, where, you know, you got the audio book, if you want, the hardcover, the soft cover, the ebook, speaking around it. Tell us what's happened to Rochelle before publishing, what's happening now, and tell us the future as well.
Well, before it was just a mad rush to get a book finished so that I could get it to my gran. And if I sold 50 copies in its lifetime, I was going to be happy. That's where it started. I started writing and writing and writing and writing, got my first draft done, and then saw your webinar and saw the way you were. I mean, basically, you had your finger on the pulse of publishing. The way you spoke with those people, with those authors in London or wannabe authors, the way you even you have such a knack, Kary. The way you come up with titles, subtitles, taglines, like you're really good with that. Your bullet points. I had the benefit of coaching calls, and I'd say this is one of the best things. And unfortunately, it doesn't go on so much now because you're a really busy guy. But when I started my 18-month contract, you were on 3, if not 4 calls a week. And do you remember that marathon call? It was like 2.5 hours till 5 in the morning. I was up. I'm like, I'm taking notes.
But you were hungry, and that excites me. You're right. You know, like, we've grown. I mean, back when we started, and this is the whole point of today's theme, like, to talk that it's our 7-year anniversary, and it's not about us. It's about you. It's about, you know, our authors. But yeah, when we started, I was the salesperson, the editor, the coach. I mean, everything. That's what you got to do in the beginning as an entrepreneur, folks. And then, you know, you read a book called E-Myth, where you realize you can't do everything. Otherwise, you're going to blow up or hurt your clients.
Yeah, so, and like you just brought out at the conference that the experiential delegate, and that is something that I have now learned. Delegate. And the first, you've got to do everything. And I've had a really, really busy year, and it's been constant work. I want to take a week off. There's not a day that goes by that there's not things to do, but it's all paid off. But I mean, you've just phenomenal. What you taught at the conference as well. One of the things take away from me was delegate.
Delegate, yeah. Everything that the conference is talking about is what I'm currently trying to conquer myself, or just have conquered. So you're right. You know, last year was unhackable, and one of the ways we get hacked is thinking, I got to do it all. How have you brought it? I mean, you just said it. You brought in a cover designer. You brought in author coach to help you. Me. You know, what else are you thinking? How big is Rochelle gonna go?
All the way.
Yeah.
You just have to say that, because you have to believe, and that's one of the biggest. That's one of the biggest things. I am 1,000%, if there's such a thing, behind my grand's story. She was my number one, absolutely adore her, and it's an amazing story. And it's not your typical, you know, Holocaust and prison camps and really heart-wrenching stuff. It's an uplifting story. The effect that it's had on people, I would never have seen this. Some of my takeaway points from all my teacher learnings is, you know, market before you manufacture.
That's good.
Write what you know.
Yes.
I knew this story so well, but your story, books change lives. And I have now seen that, because I have heard from, I can't even, there's so many, but I'll tell you very quickly 3 that I've heard of since lockdown.
Okay.
Readers that have got in touch with me. One from Florida. And she is a reader, a teacher, an English teacher, and a reader to sort of teenage girls in Florida in a deprived area. And they've been through really hard times, and they hate reading. She said she can't get them to read a book for anything. She took in an Alexa's Shoes. It was recommended to her by someone. And the girls absolutely loved it. They were sort of fighting over who was going to have it next. And then the book went missing. So I've sent copies. But some of the girls actually said, if Alexa could endure what she went through and faith worked for her that well, maybe it can work for us. Maybe I can get through this. That just blew my mind. Then there was fires in California not so long ago. a lady got in touch with me. She said she had a very short amount of time to grab her emergency bag and leave, evacuate her house and all her belongings. She says, what did I do? I saw your book on the table. I grabbed an Alexa shoes and I put it in my bag because I thought I need that to get me through whatever I'm going to face. If she could endure what she went through, I need this book. And I was like, wow. And then there was, just going to take a sip of water.
That's so powerful.
There was a lady and a few NHS workers, National Health Service workers, who are on the front line here, with COVID and everything that's been going on. And one was a nurse who worked in a nursing home. Very elderly patients, many who haven't seen any of their family all year, worldwide, as we know. And this man was dying. And she went in and she sat with him, and she wanted to pray, but she didn't know a prayer. She went out to her car because she had taken my book with her because to read in between her breaks. So she got the book and she read, the whole book has Psalms 91, as you know, all the way through Alexa's prayer, and it's taken different parts. So she went to the back of the book and read the whole prayer to this dying man, and then he passed away. So she said she wouldn't have been able, she didn't know how because she wasn't very religious. She don't know what she could have done for him, and it helped her. So, I mean, I am blown away, but my gran would just have been amazed at
so good. It's so good.
So yeah, books change lives and help people. So for that, it's completely worth it.
And folks, listen, this is amazing. People are saying they love this interview, by the way, Rochelle. But I want people to realize, like, 347 reviews. That's crazy. Like, I could go right now.
And I don't know these people. I don't know people from Australia, Canada. It's beautiful.
I mean, do I dare do this? I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I mean, whoever you think is the person, you know, like, I know there's so many people, but let's go to one of the sharks from Shark Tank. Okay. Kevin Harrington. He's one of the original sharks. I know he had a ton, I'm talking a ton of money invested. It would blow your mind if I told you how much money he invested in marketing this book. And he's at 230. You, my friend, are with Author Academy Elite, and you crushed him. Listen,
you said it, not
I'm just saying, like, for all the people out there who say you can't do this, you can't make a 300-time Amazon bestseller categories. Rochelle, we've figured out some crazy ethical technology that I haven't even told you about. What if I could tell you that there was technology that would allow you to ethically get for no fee, but it's software. The software is a small little bit per month, but it allows you to get up to 40 Amazon reviews a month. Would you think that's worth it?
Sure, because Amazon, they're very, I mean, it doesn't seem like it to me. I don't know how they're all coming in, but they're very hard to get. Amazon.
They are hard to get, and they shut down certain people. And this, I can't even review books on Amazon anymore because I review so many people. But this is the stuff I'm talking about, folks. If you're watching this right now, when you come to Igniting Souls 21, we're going to kind of open up the toolbox, and we make the event amazing because of community, amazing because of the experience, the content, but you also get strategies and tactics and tools and cutting edge secrets. So let me ask you, Rochelle, what would you say to someone who's on the edge thinking, I don't know, Rochelle seems so beyond me. You know, I could never do what Rochelle's doing, because I know you were once there where you thought you couldn't do it. What would you tell someone right now?
I'd say fear is a state of mind.
Ooh, that's good.
View it as such, because it can be crippling. It can stop you in your tracks, and you have no idea what it's holding you back from, because I had no idea what was going to come with this book. And I mean, it's just, there's so many great things going on. But, and I was debating whether to whether to mention this or not, but I will go ahead and mention it because it's the tribe. So now many people have read my book, and what might amaze you is, well, okay, so I did all the process and then I didn't go with the guild. This is a valuable lesson. I did not go with the guild for my editing. And I should have. I had a couple of friends who were legal copyists and
interesting.
And they did the edit on my book, and that was great. And then I said, okay, I have to do one. I have to get a proper edit done before my book goes to publish. And I was going to go with the guild, and I don't know what happened, but this woman, and she was like, oh, I've read you, you know. So I hired her, who was supposed to be award-winning, and she edited my book. And halfway through it, I think she broke her leg, and then my gran died. My gran died in Poland on the 15th of April.
Whoa.
Within 2 months of my launch date was the 25th of June. So my whole mission to get the book in her hand and let her see it didn't work. But I said, oh my goodness, I have to fly over to Poland. I had to get 2 flights and fly over for the funeral because there was just no way I was going to not be there. So I got there, I came back, and I was so upset because she was my #1 person in the world, and I've got her book ready to come out. She's not going to hold it. And I horse ride, or I used to. So I went horse riding to relax. I've been riding for 7 years. I was on a big Clydesdale horse, came off the horse, thrown from the Clydesdale, landed on my back, broke my back, ended up in the hospital like 4 weeks before my launch in the book and going through the edit. And then I got the edit back and it was a mess. There were more errors in there than when I had given it to the lady.
Oh my gosh.
I had to say something. I had to go in and fix everything. I got a refund back. She said, I'll give you all back. I'm sorry. And I said, no, just, you've done some work. Let's be fair. And so I got a 50% refund. But and I thought, well, how good is the book going to do? So let's just let the book do. The book is still in that condition. And so the only reason why I've had any bad reviews is really it says it could have done with better editing. It could have done with, better grammar and punctuation. So there's things that have slipped through the hole. I have 2 editors right now. One you're going to love. She's in Israel. You might know who that is.
Oh, I know it is.
The other one is in Paris, who's nothing to do with the tribe. And she's just given me back the final manuscript, edited, fixed, polished, which will be re-uploaded and updated. And I'll probably put some new things on the cover, like maybe Author of the Year 2019.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Author of the Year 2019. Absolutely.
Well, despite that, I am no genius. I wrote a book. I had a passion and I had a story to get out. And I wrote it like mad as fast as I could to get it to my gran's hands. But it's in that condition. So there you go. There's something else that, and nobody knows that. So there you go. It's out there. The new book will be the same book. It's just going to be
this. I love this.
And I've got 300 and whatever.
I'm going to bring out some lessons from this, but first, that's powerful. That is super powerful. By the way, did you win the Author Academy Award?
No, not 19 and not 20. No, I was beaten to the post this year and last.
But look at this. I did. So first of all, I don't keep track of that on purpose, and I don't get to vote because I don't want anyone to hate me. But think about this. And yet you were chosen as the Author of the Year. Not just
I did this at a client's book launch because I have liaisons. I had a popper yesterday. I have to do this. I have to pop my popper.
She's going to pop it.
It's gonna came down there, but there you go. There's the
I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, and I got to bring out a few points because, folks, you got to hear this. You got to hear this. Her book right now is imperfect. And by the way, here's the big secret. Everybody's book is. So I see people all the time who say, I'm not going to put it out yet because it's not perfect. Rochelle would have been robbing people of transformation. Think about all those lives you changed. And if you said, well, it's not perfect, so I'm not going to put it out yet, you would have been making it about you. So folks, I want you to realize, like right now, if you're in the process of writing, take imperfect action. Not only that, Rochelle could have said, the world is against me. God is against me. My grandmother dies. I get thrown off a horse. I break my back. The editor did a junk job. The world's against me. See, I shouldn't write my book. This is why Rochelle is successful. And by the way, I didn't know any of this before we jumped in. But the reason why I'm talking so passionately about this is because I see people's unbelief every day. I see people who are saying, well, because of COVID, it's a sign that I'm not supposed to take a risk. Because my grandmother passed, you know, I shouldn't do this. Like, the stories go on and on and on. But you said, I'm going to create the magic. You didn't say I'm going to find it. You said I'm going to go create it myself. Talk about that in our last minute here. What would you tell to someone? Because, by the way, folks, Author Academy Elite is going up for the first time ever. Why? Because it went from me to now 35 people who are now working for you to get your book done. Folks, we've added, I counted 21 things that we've added since 7 years ago. And so price is going up. This is their last chance because price goes up February 1st. Talk to someone right now who says, I'm scared, but I feel like I should apply. And Tanisha, please drop the link in authoracademyelite.com/application. By the way, Rochelle, we've been popping your link in on Amazon here all throughout.
Awesome. People can also go to RochelleAlexandra.com or inalexashoes.com. They both go to the website.
Let's add those two, Tanisha. Thank you. We'll add those websites. Talk to the person.
You know, one thing that I didn't expect. Okay, so when I was a child, my mom and dad were divorced. My mom used to take me over to see Alexa, who is my father's mother, not even her mother. So if it wasn't for my mother taking me all those years to Poland, I would never have known her. But I also didn't speak Polish, so I learned it's about 40%. My grand didn't speak English, so it was kind of the language thing, and I could understand her, she could understand me, and to get that into print and put that across, I guess that's what I've done. So one review, which was, well, not a great review, but what one person said was written as if by a teenager, and I loved that. Do you know why? Because she was my gran, and I loved her deeply. My mom used to say as a kid, ask Rochelle who her number one is, and she'll say, oh, her gran, because she was. But what I didn't expect was that when I wrote this book and didn't get it into her hands in times before she passed, I had always said, the day my gran dies, I'm never going to be able to cope. Maybe I'll grab 10 bottles of alcohol and just get drunk or something because I'll never be able to handle it. This has been the best grief medicine.
Interesting.
She's with me. It's like she's with me every day. She's never been closer to me. And through the people saying that they love her, people have taken pictures around different places and sent me with the book or things from the book, or Alexa would have loved this, or what a great. So her love has actually transcended her death, and she now lives on, which is, my heart is so warm because she's just always with me. So if anything is holding you back because you don't know the process, go with AAE. You know, you've got a 30-day refund policy if you don't want to commit completely to the 18 months, and you say, oh, this is not for me, which is what I expected to do. Because remember, Nikki was the one who interviewed me and you, and I had a lot of questions.
That's right.
Like, what's holding you back? And I'm like, I don't know, you know. And I'm going, is this a ripoff? Or is
right.
Absolutely not. You should put the price up because, oh my goodness, the value and the what you give us in teaching. Thank you so much, Kary. Thank you for everything.
Well, thank you.
I would never have done it without you. I might have been able to do it, but it'd still be sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Yes. Well, you are special. I love each one of our authors. I really do. We put our whole blood, sweat, and tears into them, and you encouraged everybody today, folks. Type in Alexa, right? Because it's Alexa Shoes.
And Alexa always said, and this is the main takeaway from the book, I'm going to be doing a course as well. I could never see how to do the 18 streams. Course is coming. I'm halfway through book 2. There's all these things going on. So, but Alexa always said, hate is a pandemic. Hate is no good. Love is the answer. And that's the important thing. Love is the answer. And
love is the answer. I love that. Yeah. And listen, you know, I'm a person of faith. I think God brought you to the tribe.
Well, it had to be a brand match because Psalms 91 is throughout the book, and my grand's faith is was so strong. It had to be a brand match, and that's what I liked about you guys, because if it's not a brand match, say I had some, I don't know, erotic nonsense, you know, bad hate.
Sure.
You guys are not going to accept it, even if it's going to be a bestseller on Amazon, self-published.
That's right.
It's going to be a brand match. So that was major as well.
Man, this was a blessing. Folks, share this, tag somebody, and this was great. So thank you, Rochelle, and you were a blessing to us today.
Thank you so much.
All right. See you later, everybody. Take care.